The Powder Koating King is back. Reno King and I have some unfinished business to talk about. In this episode, we cover everything from pigments to productivity. We'll even show you how to use a side hustle to generate more business for your powder coating biz. Plus, we talk about how he's starting to use pigments as a more affordable way to counter the rising costs of purchasing powder. Finally, we mix in some tech talk to seamlessly tie your business workflow from end to end. Get ready to level up your powder coater game. Welcome back to the Powder Coater Podcast. I'm your host. Today we have Reno King. He's back on the show. He was originally on our episode 28. Go check him out over there on the podcast page, which is rosscoat.com. And originally had him on the show. And, you know, Reno is not shy to talk about anything.
I'm not to be.
And we ended up having a lot of technical difficulties with that one. So hopefully everybody managed to get through it. But the main thing is that we ended up getting cut off because of the technical difficulties on the internet that day. And we didn't get to talk about pigments. And so we wanted to bring him back on the show today, but we also have so many other things to talk about. So it's going to be, we're going to be talking about some other stuff with maybe Columbia Coatings. He downloaded our form and then also, and how to use the form online. And then just talk about other related businesses that you could get into to jumpstart your powder coating business or add extra cash to your company so that you can grow. And that's been our struggle, or at least that we had that, and then we lost it because of COVID-19. And then now we're coming back stronger and better than ever. And how I'm using this side business to kind of just add a little bit more cushion in there on our monthly. But anyways, welcome to the show, Reno. Glad to have you back.
Glad to be back.
Yay. For those that, so Reno owns Armor Coatings, and let me share my screen. And hold on. Oops, I have to get into that page first. So the last time we talked to Reno, he was about ready to start rebuilding his website, which he did. And here it is. I think it looks fabulous. He ended up going with Wix, right? Is that what you did?
Yes. Yeah.
So everybody get on over to Armor Coatings, because I think he's done some pretty significant changes, but also has really made it look nice, and he's got all the bells and whistles. So let's go through those. First of all, I really like just this right off the bat. You're collecting people and making connections right away. And once they like you, it's always good to have some kind of call to action. For us, it's the get a quote form on our website. But this is like, this is how you grow followers. The content is really important, especially when you want to get people to follow you. I think followers are very important because followers can turn into customers, and that's always great. And I love this little plugin you have here.
Yeah, so one of the big things is that I look for in building a website. You can pay somebody a lot of money and stuff like that. I do everything on my own because I like to know how it works, but I've integrated this. So also some of your other podcasts, like I went in and started using To-Do Desk.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. So in To-Do Desk, you can generate an HTML code for for a quote request and stuff like that. So when I created it in To-Do Desk, I take the HTML and then embedded it in here. So if you go down on the quote area, I'm not 100% sure where it's at, but if they fill that out, that goes straight to my To-Do Desk and gives me a lead in there.
Wow, that's a nice little, like, that's super nice.
And then I did up for a local number so I can send text messages to the customer if they put their deal in. So if somebody fills this form out, this is a quotational form that will go straight to my To-Do Desk with pictures, whatever the customer uploads into it.
Yeah. And you got this little like disclaimer here that you're not going to spam them and stuff. That this is, I love this. Wow, that's so cool. And it's got all your contact stuff in the bottom. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't, that's something we didn't get into with Detective Coatings when we did that show. And I want to say it was like episode, I forgot now. Like, I know we did it back in November, I think.
Yeah, it was a couple.
No, it was February.
February.
Yeah.
Because I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's
it was
what
good.
Got me into it.
And I've had further discussions with Martin from To-Do Desk, and it seems like this is a really good fit for powder coaters. I
have been, so it comes with all the REL colors already loaded into it.
Yeah, nice.
And as I was started to use it, so I'm still kind of just messing with it. I've had it for about 3 months. I just re-upped for my next order. Mm-hmm. But I'm mainly waiting for the seamless integration of To-Do Desk and QuickBooks. Because then once you create, which is coming out in like a week or two, the customers are using it this week. Yeah. And I think they'll be integrating it next week.
Yeah, that sounds like a game changer. Yeah.
So when you do your work order in To-Do Desk, it pushes the invoice. Once you queue it, it pushes the invoice over to QuickBooks, and the customer will then pay through that.
Well, hallelujah, because if that really is the main thing is to make that integration into the back end of QuickBooks. Yep. And hooray if they've done that, they've accomplished that. Now, Martin's a really brilliant guy, and he really has it seems like he has really genuine concern for his customers. And, he's doing across the industry. I don't know how he can manage all of that, because each industry has its own idiosyncrasies, but it seems like the powder coating, it seems to be a good fit, at least for a handful of us. I haven't tried it. We talked about the forms. I know you contacted me last week about getting access to this form. And for those of you that need access to this form, and this is actually, there's 2 forms. This is one of them. There's another one that we created for online. So there's actually 2 different forms. You can choose between both or all. And they're in the vault. And how you get access to the vault is you go over here and you click on Become a Patron. And seriously, like for $1 a month, you can have access to the vault. And it's not just this form that you're wanting. We're always adding new stuff. For everything that we content-wise that we've gotten from our custom coders, from other insights from other custom coders that we've interviewed, strategies and stuff like that, with backlinks and everything. It's all in the vault. And so just for $1, you can sign up. We still have a few more blast guides left. If you want to be an avid listener, $5 a month, plus you get a t-shirt. And eventually we're going to launch the coaching sessions, hopefully soon. We're still working on that, but you'll be on the list for that. And then of course, super fans will get even more help. And I really want to focus on this coder spotlight because I haven't really had a chance to do it. But my plan with this, And Reno, this might be a good one for you because we could make a sample video where we're just doing, I have a list of questions to ask you, and it's just like, it's going to be put on your website. So the minute after they click that like you on Facebook button, it's going to open up to a video where you're talking about your company, what makes you different, why someone wants to book with you, why someone wants to go to Armor Coatings for their coatings, for their, for their metal work, their fabricating. It's a great way to introduce and you can blast it anywhere. You can put it on YouTube, you can put it anywhere, but mainly it's for your website. Just sort of like introing you. It's like maybe a 2-minute video or whatever, where we take the candid answers from you and turn it in with, like maybe we put some music in the background, have some screenshots of what, stuff from inside your shop and everything. So this is totally worth it. I'm happy to produce it. Because I have the podcast, I've pretty much gotten, I have a couple of different platforms that I use for videos and producing videos and stuff. And I'm really excited. I've got a guy that we're working with right now who needs to build out his website. And I really want to get him to that because he's signed up for this. So anyways, that's enough talking about the patron stuff. But yeah, here you are, episode 28, Harnessing the Power of Content. Of course, Powder Koating Kings is a Facebook group, and it's a fast-growing Facebook. How many people do you have on that group now?
I think
lost count.
It was over 1,000. Yeah, it kind of slowed down I think a lot of things slowed down the last couple of months.
Here we go.
Digital-wise.
Here we go.
Yeah, about 1,200 members.
Yeah. That's good enough. I mean, that's enough to keep things going. I mean, I know people are posting here every day, for sure. There's Tiffany Gowan. I hope to have her on the show.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of cool stuff down there in Florida.
She has, yeah. Anyways, so we're going to talk about a lot of things. So I want to kind of wrap up and say, that's how you get this form. And when you do get this form, this is what you can do with it. So this is my site. And if you go to locations and then, just locations, this is kind of I did it a little weird for mine because in Hawaii, we're so separated. Islands are different, right? It's not like you're in a region. Our region is sort of spread out. And so in order for me to rank, I had to kind of cheat on my website a little bit. And this is how I did it. I put in Oahu, Kauai, and the Big Island. And by doing that, it allowed me to kind of expand my reach a little bit more into the other islands so that I can get, I can get more customers to send their stuff to us. And when you click on this site, you can see that one of these forms is it's right on the site. So they can download it from my site, and you can do that too. So when you get this form, you can take it to your printer guy, right? Or somebody that's good with PDF. They can just take off the logo and put your logo and then change the street. And if there's anything else you want to add to these forms, you can do so. And so that's what I've done here. You can see, I just give them you can just literally copy me. Just go ahead and copy me. I don't care. This is how you get started. And because that's what people need. They need to know what's my next, I've landed on Reno's. I want to work with this guy. What's my next deal, right? And, getting that call to action or getting someone to make an action on your website is so critically important. So they can download the form. And this is just a picture, but then they click on it and it takes them to this form. Now, this is my online form so I get this form is a little different. This is in-house form. And then this one's a little different, but there's good parts to both of them. So this is because someone's going to be mailing it to us. I want them to write down how many pieces they're sending us, what the color is, and all that. So it's a little different than this open one. And of course, having this disclaimer is so vitally important. As you know, Reno, I was a little rattled when I started the show this morning because literally just hung up with what's going to be a troublesome client. I have a feeling, at least, because it was this, he said, she said, you said on the phone that it was going to be this much and I needed to take it off. And I said, no, I told you to come by with your truck before you took the damn thing off. You could have just done that. But see, in his mind, he works past our hours, right? So he can never come in. So he's already excusing himself. You don't know what the psychology of people is. And I'm rambling now, but we just had that happen the other day in one of the groups. I know someone was saying a third party had dropped off this part and then it just went crazy from there, like nothing went right with this project. And now the guy's complaining and he wants to submit a complaint to the BBB or a bad review or whatever. And it's like, you know what, just try to head these people off at the pass. He wanted his girlfriend to drop it off. I mean, it happens. Don't ever let people dictate to you how you do business.
It causes a problem every time.
Totally. You're just asking for it. So that's why we have these forms. And you can talk to someone on Instagram or you can talk to them on the phone, but it means nothing until they come into your door. And I said, look, everybody gets this form when they walk in and they don't drop it off with their girlfriends. They fill out the form. It's their project. And listen, we're in restoration, But anyways, there's this, you sign this liability waiver, hold harmless form. I mean, I can't really, it's a boilerplate form. It may not work in your case. I don't know what you do, but hey, it's a start. You can always edit this or change it to your desire because once you take it to your printer shop, they can change all of this stuff. This is just stuff that works for us. So it's a great way to get people to kind of get on, get what they need, get a quote, get all this stuff that they need. So if you guys need help putting this up and you have a WordPress site, I can kind of show you on the back end how to do it. Just give me a instant message or Instagram or direct message on Facebook. Okay, that's enough of that ranting. It's working.
Yeah, that's good.
So let's talk about pigments and some other stuff.
So a while back, and that's what got me into pigments, is that I was doing Cerakote, and I fell into a company called Gun Candy, and they make specific pigments for ceramic, clear ceramic. So when you're doing guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you disappear?
No, I just stopped sharing my screen.
Oh, but so I tried it out with ceramics a bunch, done a lot of cool stuff. And then I was like, when would this would look pretty good in, I wonder what it would look like in powder. So that's when I tried it out in powder and it worked. So I used Gun Candy there for a while. I reached out to those guys. I was like, hey, why aren't you guys marketing this as a powder additive also? And they just completely straight up told me, we don't even want in that market. We're just sticking with Cerakote. I was like, wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, they just straight up told me. I was like, I'll tag you, your company, all this stuff. They're like, nah.
Is that because of competition or what?
I have no idea. They would never give me an explanation, but I was like, cool. So I went on to mess with KP Pigments. That's another company that I had found, and they were pretty good. They gave me a 10% code. I don't know if it still works because I haven't ordered it in a while, but it was like Powder 10. I talked with those guys, and I used a lot of their pigments and all kinds of different stuff. Of course, it's customer dependent too. Does the customer want it? And then do they want to pay for it?
Right.
Because it is a little bit more expensive. You're mixing custom powders. yourself, you know.
Right.
And then, you know, I had a lot of people, what's your mixing ratio? What's your mixing ratio? Well, as long as you're not mixing it too thin or too thick, because everything else in the middle is just kind of, and I usually use about 5 grams, 2.5 to 5 grams per pound
Okay.
of powder. But it kind of like, do you want it more prominent? Do you want it just a little bit of effect? Those are where your mixing ratios come into play.
So is it solid colors or is it shimmery stuff? Because some of the stuff
either or. There's so many different.
Do you have a sample of it?
I have. This is some of the gun candies. These are the solid colors, but they're super fine too.
Yeah.
I open this up, it's gonna go everywhere. Of course, I got powder glitter everywhere through my whole office and stuff. But it is super.
Oh yeah, concentrated.
It is super fine, concentrated, just like mica pigments or something like that. I don't know, but it is. Hold on.
So you're mixing it in clears?
Yeah, so that's just. So if you read, when you're looking at, there's a couple companies. There's like KP Pigments, Dr. Pigments, Gun Candy. There's all kinds of pigment companies out there because it's really prominent in automotive paint. Like that's where they mix the, the cool Mustang, the Mystic Chrome or whatever Mustang back in the day. It was, this is an $8,000 paint job. Well, they were just mixing these same little color flips in automotive paint. And they're out there. You just got to look and find out what you want. Test a couple. And that's
Here,
I ain't going to tell you, I know everything about them. But if you go, let me see.
Get free shipping to Hawaii when you spend $50 or more. Yeah, sure.
What?
I know. No way.
But that $50. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
My headphones just died, even though they said they had a bunch of.
You're coming through fine.
Turn my.
Oh, I'm definitely going to subscribe. Keep this up at KP Pigments, and then what was Gun
Candy's another one. Dr. Pigments is another one.
How did you find out about? Gun Candy.
Gun Candy is strictly for Cerakote. Like that's
okay. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I've done more of these colors because this is what I found out. This is Titan, which is not a color flip, but these are solid colors. And you mix it in, you put a base black down, but you also go ahead and click on one. I'll show you something real quick.
Wow.
If you click on it and you read go down, see it says black or matched base recommended.
Yeah.
So some of these are not, you got to pay attention because some of them look good on a black base, some look good on a white base, some look good on a chrome base. And I actually use the rose gold on a chrome base. So I mixed it in with clear with a chrome base mixed in with a clear, so it gave a rose gold appearance. And I believe I used the rose gold off of this one.
Wow, that's a beautiful color. And I think they're, so all these companies that we buy from are using these pigments too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's another thing, like reducing your inventory. So you can have all these colors in powder form, or you can have a bunch of clear and a bunch of black, gloss black, big box of clear, and then a bunch of little containers like this, and just mix it whenever it's ready. Because these will stay good for a long time.
Right.
Just don't get them wet.
That's like a candy gold there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. These guns are unbelievable. I've wanted to do something with my collection.
I used to do it, but
This is
it's
giving
a lot of work just for a little.
Yeah. Oh, This is, I'm glad we don't do it. It's
I almost
too much.
got you see the grip, the stippling on the grip?
Yeah.
I almost got a laser a while back to start laser stippling.
That's how they, yeah.
Well, this was probably done with a hot iron gun, like a solder gun with a fine tip. You just heat it up and just into a pattern. But some are now, majority are done with
What's this?
I think that's the clear that they started using.
Okay.
Because they didn't have clear before, but that's KG Coatings. Yeah, that's another ceramic paint.
Okay.
Like Cerakote, but this is KG.
Is it cheaper? Let's see.
They're about the same. I got some free samples from those guys a while back, but they didn't have as many choices, and I had stuck to Cerakote. But then when I tried out their high temperature, because they do have some high temp coatings for like exhaust and stuff like that. But I wound up just sticking with Cerakote. But I've kind of just here probably in the last 3 or 4 months slowly quit doing all Cerakote altogether. It's just I have to stop. My powder's too busy. I'm the only one that can spray it. I don't spray it enough to teach somebody else.
Yeah.
So you just go where your business is going.
Yeah.
So kind of just let it go.
We pretty much just do the dry coating or the cold Cerakote from Nick. And
that's even the glacier series, air dry. I just kind of quit doing that too.
Yeah, it's really smelly stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, Ross is in the moto sport world. So he's got a lot of buddies that he rides with on the weekend. And so, you know, generally speaking, it's those kind of guys that want their pipes done and stuff like that. So, he doesn't have a lot of time for it, but people usually bring it in. And it's not for every pipe system. Like if the pipes are really rusty and stuff like that, he won't. Usually he tries to get people to bring in new stuff or slightly used. Yeah.
And that's another reason, like, I quit. Like the pre-treatment for a set of used headers takes me about a couple of days to get it ready for coating, because I'll degrease it, clean it, and then I'll put it in the oven and let it cook for a day. Then I'll blast it, and then I'll put it back in the oven, let it cook again for a day, and then try to shoot it the next morning, just to make sure all the grease and grime and soot. But it's still, I seem to get problems and failures no matter what I do. So, especially on used stuff, I don't mind coating new stuff, but this used stuff, man, people think it's going to be 100%, but you don't really know until they cycle that engine. I'll try to put it in the oven and cook it at 500 degrees for half a day or something. But even then, you know, it's not, I can't get it up to 8, 9, 1,000 degrees to see if the coating will fail. And that's where if it's going to fail, it's going to fail at like 1,000, 1,200 degrees.
Right.
And then you got somebody mad because it's on their car. Even if you refund them money or redo it, they still got to pull it out and reinstall it. They don't want to do that because headers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it works, but it may not be for everybody. And plus, like, I know the school that Nick has it's got a really long wait list and it's very expensive. So it's something to consider, but I like us talking. And first of all, before we hang up the whole Pigments thing and move on to other types of related businesses, I want to let you know, I just got June. It's the June issue. I get stuff late here in Hawaii. It takes longer for it to ship, but Coatings World magazine has industrial coatings on their front, and right here it says special effects pigments. So if you think this pigment thing is going away, or it's just getting started, Now these are big companies that do painting and stuff like that, but that's the article, and they're exploring new products and new ways and new colors and just getting started. So this is exciting news for our world.
And that's a lot of these companies, like they ain't gonna make it unless there's a drive for it. You know, they're not gonna make 20,000 pounds of some crazy color flip flop and hopefully it sells. There's got to be a need for them to invest the money into it.
Yeah.
Columbia Coating just released their line of chameleons and flip flops, which I have. I got the swatches. Hold on.
Oh, you got swatches, you lucky dog. Let me go over there right now because they had I did notice that it's not on their homepage. What the hell? I would be shouting from the rooftops.
So I always, Brian's not that far away from me, so I always hit him up. And when he gets some new stuff in, I try to go down there and, grab some of it or look at it.
New powders. Here we go. Take a look.
And which,
is this it? These are them.
Yeah,
Caribbean.
These are them. I'm going to try to.
Am I sharing my screen? I think I forgot to share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. So
these are change colors and flip flops. These are very, very similar to the stuff that I was using to make custom colors.
Let me see.
And that's another thing.
I didn't see them.
Huh?
Can you push them up there again?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's what I was saying earlier. I can't see nothing. All your stuff's blacked out.
That's cool. Okay, yeah, let's share. Oh, nope, it's not behaving. Here we go. Oh, yeah, those are pretty. Oh, I'm going to get me some of those.
And I got some Eastern Dragon. I'll be testing out.
That's pretty.
And making a YouTube video. And I think it was the other one. Because I have some similar to the purples and blues. There was another one. It's kind of the same color that I'm going to try out.
So what's the application then? I always hate.
So it's a clear coat, essentially. So you put a black base down. Mm-hmm. And then you put over it. It's like, any of the shimmering candy colors, black base or dark colored base. Mm-hmm. And then you put that's why I got Sunken Treasure and Eastern Dragon. But wow,
these are pricey too. Ooh.
Yeah, the pigments, the color flip pigments are pretty expensive. If you look back at KP Pigments, I think 5 grams, which is around $35, then plus shipping. Mm-hmm. So usually, like when I buy, 5 grams, I'm mixing it with 1 pound of powder. So you're looking at, $40 pound of powder by the time I'm done mixing it. Which these, they can mix larger quantities. They can buy larger quantities of pigments so they can get the prices cheaper. I did also find the pigment for, that's what I was looking for on my phone a while ago, was, the Prismatic Universe on Prismatic Powders.
Yeah.
I found the pigment.
Oh, you did?
For that, it's on Alpha Pigments. Ooh, and it's called Silver Holographic Pearl.
Pigments. There we go. So how did you get turned on to pigments? Just tell me the backstory here.
Through Cerakote.
Through Cerakote, okay.
I don't know if I was just on some deal, watching some videos, and somebody got me. It was Gun Candy that started me, and then I started looking at all these other ones. If you search the top, go Silver Holographic Pearl in the search bar.
Oh. Here we go. Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at that.
That's the Prismatic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Through Prismatic Powders. And it'll give you, if you scroll down.
Uh-huh.
Keep on going. You'll see the information, like how your mixing ratios.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. This is a nice add to their website?
So there's standard paints and coatings, mixing ratios. Just
That's nice.
candles, epoxy resins, everything.
Wow, architectural paper coatings.
Yeah, you coat paper.
Yeah, yeah. Like for if you wanted to do an iridescent, if you're a supplier of wallpaper,
or you looking at like Christmas cards or
yeah,
seasonal cards and stuff like that. There's all kinds of
and it just keeps going on and on. Plastisol,
vinyl wraps, plastic films, bottles.
Wow,
everything.
They put it all on slime. Oh my God, how many kids would want that? I got to tell my niece, that's all her daughter does is slime. Candles. Oh yeah, you're right. Ha ha. As you know, those people pay top dollar.
Soaps, lotions, makeups, all that.
Look at that. That just goes crazy. Wow.
So that's what people's been using pigments in almost everything. These pigments have been being used by all these other industries, but nobody's really I've called them and they're telling me oh, we've never heard anybody mixing it with powder coating. I was like, well, you're going to today. So that's why I'm like, go try it out. Will it work? Will it not work? Is it worth your time? I don't know. That's why I tried it in the beginning. It worked. Yeah. It seemed to be fine. Yeah. So I just kept doing it.
I think it's good that people push that some, people like you are pushing that envelope, because there seems to be a lot of mystery in our industry where it's just that either we haven't taken the time to explore that side of it, or, I've learned so much just from starting this podcast. It's insane, how I've dug past a lot of the surface stuff and getting below the surface to our industry.
Just look at YouTube videos. Probably doing multicolor and vinyl layering of powder coating. There's probably not any videos older than 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. But now there's tons of them everywhere.
Yeah. I noticed that gap a long time ago, which is why I started doing my videos. And really it was just, to be honest with you, I was just trying to get my blog, my consumer blog, or the Maui Powder Works Roscoe blog, to just get in the top pages. And so I was told, do an infographic, do all this stuff. And, so I did. I made videos. It just basically, it was like a video blog, basically just covering all the main points of whatever I was talking about. And it that was just really more or less what I was getting at. But there wasn't a lot. But now it's awesome, because now the gap is getting filled. Yeah.
If I would have been more prepared and seen it a little bit better, I would have made more YouTube videos back in the day.
Mm-hmm. But you've done really well. And, the point is to consistently create content. Yeah. You don't always have to outdo yourself. I know that gets really competitive. I'm a competitive person, so I'm always trying to make the podcast better, do more, do this, do that. But, just really just try to create, consistent content is really more or less what it should be about. And speaking of which, I do want to bring up Aaron, because he owns Powder Works 717, and his Instagram, he's really making an effort. So let's go over there to his website. And how this relates is because how it relates is that you have, in order to do it, hold on, let me stop sharing my screen so I can, I don't know, my Zoom isn't working 100%.
Yeah, that's your stuff is being a little weird.
It is being a little weird.
My side's doing
not being
great
reactive
this time.
Huh?
I said my side's doing great this time.
Yeah.
No problems.
And where did I put his? there's yours. Oh, here we go. Can you see his website?
No, ma'am.
Oh, shucks.
Everything is like I see my playback video, but your
There it
Roscoe
is.
video is
Share
just-
screen. Okay. Yeah, it's just been a little laggy. I think my computer is.
Oh yeah, he's got lots of awesome stuff on his page.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on
He's
his Instagram.
Yeah, he's an up and comer. And he's a nice kid. He's pretty young, and I think he's pretty young. He sounded pretty young to me on the phone. He actually called Ross and talked to Ross about getting on the podcast. And I think he's just so busy now. Because I thought, wow, he really presented something really exciting. And let me tell you what this kid's doing. First of all, go follow his Instagram. He is really, go support him because he's really making an effort to make a nice Instagram. And if you're trying to get inspiration or get motivated to continually post or up your game in Instagram, I think he's definitely somebody you can see the effort that he's making. And he'd be great to kind of follow along and stuff like that. When Instagram, when I first started Instagram, probably I want to say 2017, maybe late 16, I think I started. Didn't know what I was doing. Of course, it is a learning curve, and I was starting to follow other custom coders. Of course, Reno and Black Label were some of the first that I followed, but you don't have to copy exactly how they do it. They just do theirs really well. But this guy is doing his own thing, and he's definitely, reaching out to his customers. So that's number one. He's not trying to prove to other powder coaters what he's doing. He's trying to go after a consumer. And yeah, you do want to appeal to powder coaters because we have a very supportive community so when you are getting out there, you should ask your coder friends to follow your Instagram for sure. Just so that you can get the likes and the engagement that you need to grow your Instagram. But in the end, you always want to, speak to your core audience, which is the people that are going to be bringing you jobs. So head on over to his Instagram. It's really nice. But the reason why he called us is because he did something really interesting. And that is he started, obviously he'd started powder coating, but in order to kind of boost or help start up his company faster, he would buy these, what are these called? These are the tailpipe
diesel exhaust tips?
Yeah, they're the little tips, and they don't cost very much. And he's so clever because this is what he told me he did. He bought a bunch of these, and any extra powder that he ordered that was left over from a job, he would powder coat them and then put them on his website, or I don't know, somewhere on eBay, or, he just went to like Etsy or whatever, wherever you sell stuff that,
That's a good idea.
And I thought, wow, that is really innovative. So it kind of, you're using this relatively inexpensive product, getting your powder coating skills up, right? Because you're constantly doing these things, making a bunch of them ahead of time. You don't have to make 10 or 20 of them in this color. You just need a couple of them. You just need one or two buyers, right?
If it sits on the shelf too long, strip it and paint it black.
Yeah, there you go. And exactly, right? And just put it out there to generate buzz for your business. And look at this. Now, current production time is 21 days for all exhausts. So he's done it so well, he's now 3 weeks behind.
He might be running into a problem of getting them.
It could be. But it's a simple way of taking a product, an aftermarket product that you're interested in, that you like, and using it to boost your business, you know? So let's see, let me close this. But he has a really nice site too. I might have seen some of his stuff on Pinterest, but I'm not sure if he has a Pinterest account. That looks like him there. So yeah, it's kind of like a really clever way to jumpstart your business. And I think he's kind of like, literally he works out of the storage unit place. Like, I don't know how he's doing it, but I think that's, maybe he's getting another place now. But that's why that is the background.
You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, right?
It don't matter how you start. You just got to start.
Yeah. So let's see. He's got a shop now button. Let's go check that out. So there you go. Look at that. That's a great way to make extra money.
Yeah.
Somebody's always going to want a purple exhaust tip, or even this color, this candy teal. I mean, he's just using extra powder left over from jobs to make these, and then he puts them up on
Awesome
on his. Yeah, I think it's clever. I think it's really, really clever. Anyway, so that's just one guy doing this. Now I want to flip over to your page, because I saved this because it does talk about ideas to, oh no, this was the business wrap. But yeah, I mean, you could do a wrap business, you know, vinyl wrap and stuff.
I tried, I did get into wrapping there for a while. This is probably 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my buddies I was in the Army with actually was better, and he started his own business. So I kind of just backed away because he was doing it full time, and mine was just kind of on there's no reason for me to compete with him. I just send people to him, and if he gets, I've done probably a couple sets of wheels for wheel jobs through him, because somebody come in and want their vehicle wrapped, and then they want their wheels to get powder coated also. So
yeah,
it's a good business move, I think. Like, it's kind of hard to wrap in a powder coating shop. You need a complete separate room, because wrap has to have a super clean room. Like, you could get a hair off your arm under the wrap and see it.
Oh no. Yeah.
So you have powder and dust going nowhere.
Yeah, it's like painting and powder coating. It got to a point where it was just too much. But you know, even me, like, okay, so here's my, and then I'll share my little side business tip, and then we're going to go into what you're doing too. And sometimes you have to experiment with.
I got the perfect thing to show too.
Yeah. See, got you thinking. So this is my Turo car, my dirty car. I have to change this. This is before I cleaned it. But we have a rental car crisis going on here in Maui. There are too many tourists coming and not enough rent-a-cars. And this is my Turo car. Let me see if I got it. But here's my minivan that I used to use when I had my refinishing business and when I was doing more remodels. So I bought this 6 years ago now. So it's all paid for, and I'm just renting it. And I rent it for $110 a day, and it is fully booked. So in case you're coming to Maui, you can rent my van for me. But it is fully booked, and until like August, it's crazy. Like, and we're just, see, look, I'm even advertising my Powder Works with my, that's funny. I didn't even realize that. But I mean, it's giving us like maybe $1,500, $2,000 a month in extra income, really pays good for the groceries, whatever, but these are some of the things that you can do to kind of, and it's not a perfect van. I mean, it's got its boo-boos and stuff, and everything, but oh my gosh, people, you're helping your community, you're helping an industry, and you're making, the main thing is that you're doing outreach in the community, right? Through your business, right? By having a related business or wrapping up next to other people that have related businesses and stuff. And so you kind of share in that swirl of money or cash or whatever, customers that, you know, could help you grow your business and stuff. So, but let's talk about what you're doing. And is that the Tennessee, let's go back to your website, because you're doing Mid-Tennessee Designs, right?
Yes.
Oh, but there's nothing on this page though.
No, there's nothing on it. Hey,
Wah, wah.
I'm working on it. I should have went in there and hit it, but that one picture of us standing in front of that sign, that's one of the signs we did.
Okay. Yeah,
so
let me go back and keep talking.
Last year, August, which let me back this up. When I first started powder coating, I picked powder coating because it was the end of all industries. You know, it's the finished work, whether it's automotive, industrial, customization, from, you know, hardware to lights to, or you know, like decorative lighting in your house. All that stuff's powder coated. So I picked powder coating because it was the end industry.
Right.
And I was going to expand once I stabilized powder coating, stabilize the business. It was profitable, stuff like that. Go into either performance or fabrication. Well, I don't know if I'll ever do automotive performance. That's kind of like, it was just an idea. If it goes that way, cool. But we got into fabrication, which now we got a CNC plasma table. We design a lot of the stuff. I mean, yeah, you can buy files of cool pictures and stuff like that, but it don't always work out. And then you're layering them. So we have some really good CAD software, Fusion 360 and SketchUp. And I don't know if we'll ever play with SolidWorks or not, but fabbing goes really hand in hand, because a customer could come in and say like, hey, I would like this Wild Ridge sign, you know, that's 2-layer sign welded together, and then the back is bolted on because it's a different color, but it's all powder coated. There was actually an addition to that after we took that picture that hung down, and it said the address and the road number below it, and there was 2 wooden posts that hold it up. And then we make trophies for race events. I saw
that. That was actually beautiful. That is beautiful.
We finished it up. We put our logos on the back, Mid-10 armor coating. This is the race coordinators, I guess that you'd call it. TriStar Heads Up Racing. The class for it, and these are only going to go to the first place people. And then that's the racetrack that is going in Clarksville Speedway. I know my stuff's split, but this will all be taken apart probably tomorrow and blasted and powder coated. This is our prototype. This will stay in the shop.
It's beautiful. Whoever designed that is just.
That's my buddy John. He does all that. That's the tall guy on the. I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Right here, yeah.
That's the guy right there, man. He came from. He worked as an light industrial fabrication company, SMIC Smith. They do stuff at factories. You know, he was designing aspiration systems and catwalks and stairs and stuff like that. And then me and him kind of teamed up and started Mid-10 Designs. We did it completely separate from the powder coating.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just because me and my wife are business partners on powder coating, and me and him, because I had all the tools, welding machines, plasma table, computers, stuff like that. He had all the skill. And it's been a pretty good year starting out, but metal prices. Just for instance, I think we were buying a sheet of like, say, 14 gauge 4x8 for like $70-something back in November. Now it's almost $200. We bought some 1/4-inch sheets for $90 a piece. He gave us a discount on them back in November. We bought them for $90 a piece, but now a piece of 1/4-inch is over $400.
Mm-hmm.
And like, nobody wants to change. Everybody's like, why is your prices so high? I'm like, most of that's material. We're cutting back on the dang labor and stuff because we're trying to sell this stuff. You know, we're trying to still stay relevant. Worst time to start a metal business during this economy. Wasn't what we were expecting for 2021, but
yeah,
we're still doing it. It's getting better. Hopefully, well, I don't know if it's getting better. Week before last, our metal supplier said they went up $150 per ton on plate steel. So it's like 3/16 and higher. But hopefully it does come back down, because now one little mistake costs you a lot of money. Whereas you're like, oh yeah, that one messed up, just throw it away.
Yeah. So
like,
I mean, there's, yeah, right. I mean, you're taking a risk there, but you do have someone, a partner that is, you know, seems like he's pretty experienced.
Super savvy.
Yeah.
Especially in the CAD, that makes a big difference, because then somebody can come in and say, hey, can you build me this? And he'll sit there and play with it for like a few hours. I'm like, here it is. Now we can just flatten it out, do it in a 3-dimensional design, flatten it out, cut it on a plasma table, do a bend or you know, a break or whatever, and or roll it, whatever the case may be. But, and then turn around and, like, once he's done building it, I can get down there, sandblast it, and powder coat it in like a couple hours. Try to be faster with his stuff because I'm trying to promote that business. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I want his stuff to look good and get it turned out fast turnaround. Because here, I think there might be a couple places in Nashville, but not too many people have a full powder coating and fab shop in the same building. Mm-hmm. Some of your bigger companies do, but then they're only specialized in certain things. We just make roll cages. We're kind of like a job shop. You come in, you got an idea, and we'll tell you straight up. We've had people come in and say, hey, can you build this bumper? It's online for $900. We look at them like, for us to reverse engineer it and build it, it'd probably be, you know, $2,000. Like, why are you so high? I was like, because this company's already got the design. Right. They have this design costs spread over 1,000 of them, where we're just going to spread it over one. Mm-hmm. It's a great way to say it too, you know. Some things are not feasible to build. Like, if there's a company out there that's mass producing it, buy it from them. I mean, if you wanted a different color, we'll strip it and do it. We're not going to lie to you. Right. Or try to coax you into buying a $2,000 part when you can buy it for $900. Doesn't make sense. I always thought, like, you know, what we always were thinking, or an idea we were thinking here, is like, you know, just do a straight rail fence, you know, gate, and just offer it, you know, just standard stock gate. Because usually the ones that are, they only comes in black or something like that, right? You don't, or red, you know, or like a rust color or something. But if you could do that same type of fencing, and have maybe 2 or 3 different styles, and then just like any color, you know, they want purple, they can have purple. If they want, you know, brown or whatever. I had a company contact me about a month ago. It's kind of, it's aluminum fencing. Mm-hmm. And it has like the prettier top rail that's like a 3-tier or whatever, you know, it rolls over. So they buy it from this company in Missouri, and, you know, they'll go out to the job site, take all the measurements, and then contact this company, and they build it pretty much. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, they're having problems with the company being able to get the material to build them now. So they were reaching out to me because they are going to start to build them, and the company has powder coats them in house, because it's like completely done. When you get it, you just assemble it and install it. No welding on site or anything like that. I have to cut a little bit, but they did the powder coating. Well, they're short on material. So this company was contacting me to see if they build it, I powder coat it for them, which is pretty cool, dude. But also, I kind of already know like metal is already scarce. If that big company can't find it, I don't think they can.
Yeah, this is, it's kind of part of what we were talking about in episode 36 with Scott Francis and I. Everybody must go watch that one. It talks about really big trends that good, bad, or indifferent, whether it's China or supply chain or innovations in the industry, like pigments, and just getting more pigments availability, and how these companies, they're headed for a boom. They know this is coming around. So now it's funny because it's like here in all of this difficulty that the market is, is experiencing, like, metal, getting metal, or getting your powder on time or whatever. It's like, this is the time to start formulating your next move.
Yes.
It is. It's
There's
not, don't wait for the boom to happen. The boom is coming.
There's still plenty of people out there that are wanting to buy. There's plenty of people out there wanting to build, but it's material and cost. Cost is high, material shortage. The demand is really high. That's why I think that prices are getting drove up. I was told, now I don't know this, there's no shortage of raw material. Just getting these plants back up and running 100% like they used to, I guess, is the problem.
Yeah, it's kind of like the rental car crisis here. It's like Hertz and Enterprise and all those companies, they needed cash. So they went and they took all these cars from Hawaii and they shipped them back to the mainland so that they could sell them for cash flow at auction to pay their bills. And now they can't get those same cars back. They can't get new cars because there's a microchip thing or exactly.
It's the semiconductor chips. It's also affecting PlayStation. That's why there ain't no PlayStation and Xboxes out there.
Yeah. Oh, woe is me.
I've been trying to find a PlayStation 5. I'm not paying $1,000 for one. I'll pay retail only. So I'm going to wait until there's one on the shelf up on.
Right. But you're going to lose them skills.
I was just buying it for the kid. I haven't played video games in 6 or 7 years, but.
Yeah. But, there are some changes happening, but if you could muddle through them and maybe learn on a dime or whatever, I think there's going to be a tremendous, of course, now, if you talk to my partner over here, it's like the world's falling, the crashing down, like the stock market, this, that, like. Him and I are perfectly paired because, he's doom and gloom and I'm like, yeah, cheery and optimistic, whatever, but somehow we make it work. So yeah, I think there's a lot of upside. Now's the time for you to start thinking about this stuff. We've shared some ideas today. Maybe you've got something in your back pocket that you haven't had a chance to really pull out and examine. Maybe this is the time to do it. I just want to inspire everyone, because if 2020 gave us anything to, it's just like that time to think about something innovative or something new, or to take action on something. I know some of you guys were busier than ever during that time. We were slow, but it gave us the pause we needed to make a move on lots of different ideas and stuff that we had. But it also creates buzz, like what Powderworks 717's doing, like. Yeah,
that's a pretty cool idea.
I
kind of did it with cups, the Yeti cups back in the day. That's what I started with. I was selling cups, whether it had a logo on it or not, because you couldn't get a purple cup back then.
Right. Laser etching.
All over.
Laser etching is, and engraving is hot.
I did a bunch of those, and I should have never sold my laser, but I did.
Yeah. You can't do it all either at the same time. You know, you got to specialize in something, right? So it's good to explore if you have the ability or a friend who has a machine that you can partner with or whatever. You can, you know, it took you a few times, like you said, you tried different things until you realized that didn't work for you because of this or that. You know, sometimes when you take risks, you do have to kind of realize that happens, you know? Yeah, awesome. What else? Oh yeah, you were going to talk about guns, the Columbia coating.
So, well, I was going to say, I'm going to do a YouTube video this week or next week on those colors, the chameleon and flip-flop that I got from Columbia Coatings. But also, I'll be going down to Columbia Coatings to test out their new gun system, and I believe it is a French. It's a French gun, pretty high in the European and Australian market. It is very comparable to a GEMA gun, and it's priced around the same price as a GEMA gun. So let me see if I can power it up. Pull it up here real quick. It has a funny name, Sames Kremlin, but it's green. It is their higher end, one of the high end units. It says it's 25-second or less color change. Oh, did I lose you? Did I lose you? You still there?
I'm here.
Oh,
it just muted. I know. Start with the Columbia Coatings thing again because it just died. Sorry.
I was sitting there talking and I was like, why is she trying to join now? No,
it just like crashed. I think my computer's getting tapped out.
Yeah, I'll just start over. So next week, or this week or next week, I'm going to try to do a spray example on the Eastern Dragon and the Sunken Treasure chameleon flip-flop colors from Columbia Coating. And then also Brian's on vacation right now, so I talked to him. I'm going to try to go down next week, mid to end next week, and do a demo of this gun. And hopefully, if he lets me, I still got to ask him, do a video on it because he's not there. It's just not about releasing the gun. He says it's the whole thing, like training. He's going to have videos on it also, like how-to videos.
Yeah.
And spare parts. So there's a couple of other things I think that'll be listed on their page this week. They have the hopper feed and the box feed, which the box feed can also do a small hopper, or the big hopper unit can also do.
Yeah, we use their hopper. It's awesome.
Yeah. So that is going to be cool. Hopefully I can buy one this year, because when I was about to buy earlier this year, I was about to buy a 171, which there's nothing wrong with my gun, but I was just going to buy one because I'm a 100% Columbia Coating guy. You know? They support me, so I support the heck out of them.
Sure.
I was going to buy a 171 gun. He's like, hold on, I got a new gun coming out. Just wait a minute. And I was like, well, let me know, because I would like to do a video on both of them then. The old 171 and then the newer guns that they come out, because from what I've read so far, they're pretty on the same lines as a GEMA.
Yeah. Okay.
Color change in 25 seconds or less.
What?
That's what it says. I don't know. But I haven't.
I'd like to see that.
That's what I'm going to try to go down there and do. I'm going to take some difficult, hard to spray parts, some flat panels, and I'm gonna do some color change. I'm gonna spray some stuff. Probably not gonna bake it, but just go through the operations. I'm gonna do it. Not 100%. Haven't planned on it. I just kind of talked to him briefly day before yesterday about it. But the plan is to go down there, do a whole video montage, whether it's during the week or on a Saturday. Go through the whole operations, the setting up, the control panel. I have been reading because all their manuals and stuff like that are on either the Sames Kremlin website or they've uploaded a lot of the documents onto Columbia Coating's page already. He says there's going to be some more stuff later this week that are going to be launched on the site. He didn't get into what, but we'll go. Of course, when everybody reads this, everything should be out there.
Right, exactly. Well, I hope to get it out quickly.
Yeah. So, I'm telling my videos are going to do next week, but by the time this gets out. So, I'll be doing some of those color deals. I'm going to be getting some more of these custom colors from them.
I'm going to order mine today.
Just to
I need some new ones. Yeah.
Cool stuff out there. Show you guys some of the new color flip-flops and stuff like that. Cause
you know what I wish all these companies would do? Like when you order samples, it's so nice. I think it would be ideal if you could buy a swatch sampling of like all the reds. Why do you have to go through the whole series? And then, you know what I mean? Like on my wall, I have, all the colors, but it comes in the rainbow of colors. And I just want, give me all your reds, give me all your grays, give me all your, bronzes. It just makes it so much easier if they sold them that way.
Some of that, I think, goes, like, they change up a lot. Like, I have powder in my shop that is discontinued. You can't even find it.
Right.
I'll go and look whether it's prismatic or Columbia Coating or whatever. I'll be like, let me look up this color to see what it is, what it looks like. I don't know how long ago I bought it, and then it says no search found. I'm like, well, I guess they discontinued it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, I have boxes of swatches because sometimes they just get wore out. People rubbing them together.
Right.
Kids, I got kids up here all the time. They're running around with them, throwing them.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Ross to do like these panels and stuff. Anytime, it's hard to train yourself, but if you can,
I don't mind the flat panels. I like the S panels a little better.
Do you? Because it shows the iridescent stuff, the metallics better.
Is, like, if you're shooting a solid color, cool. If you're shooting a metallic or candy, looking at a flat panel and trying to see it on round edges, I forget them. I used to buy them all the time, and I'd have them hanging up in my booth or right there as you go in, like, hey, shoot a test sample of that color too.
Right. Yeah.
I need my test samples, Of course, they are big too.
Right. Well, the reason for the test panels originally, or why they started, is because of OEMs, right? And they have to get that color just right. And if the lot is off or something's not right with the powder's got grit in it or something, then the test panel will give you that without having to shoot a whole line to realize your mistake, right? So that's, but for us, it's more about selling so it's used a little differently with custom coaters. But
and sometimes I'll powder coat something, and they'll be like, "Can I get a sample because I'm going to go and have paint made for it?" So they'll paint match it.
Yeah.
When you go to O'Reilly's or whatever, they just put that little heater on top, and get pretty close paint match.
Yeah. I think they're hard to get. They're very expensive. I know I ended up ordering them directly from Tiger because I think the minimum order from the company they recommended was like 250 panels. Well, I didn't need 250 panels. That was the minimum order, right?
S panels.
Yeah.
I think I bought a lot of those for pretty cheap.
Where'd you go?
I can't remember. It's been years ago, and I need to look it up because I have very
I just, because I had a Tiger account, I just ordered through them. But that, I think we bought 100 of them or something like that. But because I didn't need 250.
Don't do the speed shapes. The ones that look like cars.
Oh.
Well, I messed up, and I ordered some. They're like a weird primer on them. Great. They're great for wet paint, but bubble in the oven. I just gave boxes of them. I bought 2 big boxes of them because I thought speed shapes would be better. Well, in order for me to use them, I got to strip them and blast them.
Oh, you're kidding.
I was no, that's dumb.
That is.
Because it just bubbles I tried powder coating over it, and it just, whatever's primer or whatever, it just bubbles when you put it in the oven. We've been, so I have one of my guys that work here. He's friends, Brendan Joyner, he's friends with a shop owner called C4 Entertainment. They specialize in old school video games, comic books, Ghostbuster nostalgia items and stuff like that. Just all kinds of. Well, a while back we were like, why don't we just build him a sign? He wanted to build him a sign, so we built him a sign, and then I went down there and talked to him, and took some signs down there, some Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, cool! Yeah, I see what you're saying. Just with just
work out a deal, but hey, you can make 15% profit or 20%. This is the MSRP. You sell it on a consignment kind of thing, put it on your wall, put it for sale. We just want this much money out of it.
Yeah.
You can sell it for whatever, and you make your money out of it, whether it be 20, 30% on top of, say if I sold it for $50, but you sell it for 75. All they got to do is hang it up on their wall. They just need wall space. Because those people are coming to come in there and see, oh, that's a Ghostbuster sign? That would look great over all my Ghostbuster, layout and figurines and video game stuff. Deck your room out. And so far, we just started a couple weeks ago, but we're going to look at other things.
I think that's a brilliant idea. And, those are the kind of things that you just want to look around your backyard or around your town, or, just start looking at these businesses, laser etching and stuff. What could we do with those people? Do we have a little extra time to do some Yeti mugs for them so they can put them in their shop and, or make the sign thing, or because there's definitely, for sure, people are starting to look at life a little differently anyways right now, right? And just for instance, I just love this Turo, renting my car. I'm solving a need, solving a problem, but I'm also making money, and I'm contributing to the local market, right? Why should Maui or tourism or Hawaii or the hospitality industry, or tourists for that matter, why should they have to put up with some global entity, when they could directly contribute to my back pocket, which turns, then I'm turning around and, going, spending that money already in that,
that area.
So, yeah, exactly. So, it's kind of interesting how the world is actually changing right before our eyes. We just don't see it.
Yeah.
But it's the one thing I say it right on the YouTube channel. It's a life hacker's guide to powder coating. And that could be, if you're a consumer or a powder coater, what is the life hack here, to expanding your business or growing or doing whatever,
We just started doing QuickBooks online.
Right.
I guess it was probably February or March. And I've been using PayPal business for years and years and years. I almost 3 or 4 times just threw QuickBooks out and went back to PayPal.
Yeah, I know. It has its,
Yeah. I don't understand some of the things why they do it, but I'm starting to get better at it. But.
Yeah. Well, we use the desktop, not the online version. And anybody I've ever talked to that has the online say it's just you can't undo something. That's the main thing.
It's the direct deposit. You can't turn that stuff off.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to go there.
It's at PayPal, if somebody do a powder coating job for them, charge them $100. They pay through a credit card or an invoice digitally, and they didn't pay cash or whatever. They charge you that fee, right? Well, PayPal, they take the fee off the $100 right when they pay you.
Oh, okay.
QuickBooks don't. QuickBooks takes the money and then pulls the fee from your bank account.
Yes.
And I was like, why is this doing this to me? Like, I haven't even deposited the money into my bank account. Why am I getting all these charges?
I think that's actually more of a traditional way of doing it because it's always been done that way.
Right? It messes with the books and this and that.
Yeah.
There is a learning curve that we're going through QuickBooks, and we're kind of slowly integrating.
Hang in there.
I've been doing a lot of under the table stuff.
It's just the nature of our industry,
I'm like, because at first I was trying to, because when I integrated To-Do Desk and QuickBooks, I did them kind of around the same time. So we'd have to go in and put all the information in To-Do Desk and then go back and do the same exact information in QuickBooks to create the invoice. I was like, we got to get dumb. This is dumb.
Yeah.
This is wasting your time. We could be doing something else.
Yeah. I think if you did do it like that, like I know that because we had several businesses, obviously. Now the Turo, I was actually going to shut down my company, my LLC, and just have Ross's LLC going. And then this Turo thing happened. So now I'm like, okay, well, now I'm not going to do that. And but our CPA, he created classes for us. So you can, it is a little bit more. Maybe once you get that going, they can divide it up.
I don't know. You might be able to do it correct in the desktop version. I'll have to see it the online version because when I log in, it logs me into Powder Koating's business.
Right.
So I don't know.
That is interesting.
If I could do a different class for like mid-10, because they charge by the business.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is the guy that we started that rattled my cage driving up. I'm like, oh God, here we go.
But yeah, I'll get into more of that, and hopefully by the time we talk next, I'll be more fluent on To-Do Desk. And
yeah, that'd be cool. It would be. I need to do another QuickBooks thing too. I think that would be a really. I am going to interview someone pretty well versed. Hopefully in the fall, I'll be talking to her, and good longtime friend of mine, but also has done work for powder coating companies. So she's specific to QuickBooks there, because I think that my thing is like in the services are not the services, but in the chart of accounts. I've really kind of added stuff over the years, and it just doesn't make sense. It's not orderly, and it kind of bugs me because I really didn't know what I was doing in QuickBooks when I first started it. So I was just like, plus, when we first started too, like, first of all, when they ask you for the category, like, what are you? Well, the closest thing is construction, and it's not even close, right? So
I've always failed at trying to find your industry under those tabs.
Right? Yeah, they never ever have our industry. At the time, we were doing, remodeling and stuff like that too. So when we first started it, so it did help, but now it doesn't. So I've created a bunch of stuff in there that just needs to either go away or get reordered. The income is still the income. It's just, that's what I want to find out is what is that formula, and then share it with everybody, right? Like you want it like this, and this. So I want to maybe do a self-experiment to help everybody get their QuickBooks set up properly. That'd be the ultimate goal.
That would be good. And then if it would be a downloadable template.
Oh, you mean like the vault?
Well, no, what I'm saying for the QuickBooks, like you could download
right.
For QuickBooks setup would be on there, and they can take that template, put it on their online or their desktop version, and it'll all be there.
Oh, wouldn't that just?
I'm trying to.
Wait a minute, I have something for that. I got to figure out where I put it. It's a special tool that I use. Oops. Oh, shucks. Where's that tool? I can't find it. Darn it. It's my magic wand.
Oh.
Oh, here it is. Woo. It all goes away.
No, there you go.
Better. Upload.
Even
There
like
you go. I busted it out.
The CF or CBS file, CSV file, whatever. I always
CBS, yeah.
I'm going to, as I put more and more and more and more of those colors in, I'm going to try to put that file up on the page.
Yeah.
You can download it to your like color choices for products or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome.
But that's going to take a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah, it's limited.
there are so many, there are thousands of colors out there. How could you, do it? That would be it. That's why it's almost easier just to ask these people.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they could give. It's not like it's hidden information. It's just, it'd be nice if it was in an Excel spreadsheet or something. But we've certainly talked about a lot.
Yeah. Covered some good stuff today.
Yeah. I have to figure out what the title of this podcast is going to be.
Like, I don't know. We went website, pigments, forms.
Yeah. Like, how do you throw it all? Productivity. Maybe we'll from pigments to productivity or something like that. Anyways, always good to talk to you, Reno. You got it going on.
We're about to close up and go to the house.
We're waiting on
We're waiting on what?
message.
Oh.
They're waiting on you.
Oh no! Actually, I guess she said we got a customer for to come by, so we're waiting on that. Everybody else is going home. But,
Yeah, I'm going to show that customer of mine. Go away. Here's my go away wand. Go away. But all right, well, have a good one.
All right, thank you very much, and
Keep me posted on that video you make.
oh yes, definitely. I'll have it. I'll be telling everybody about it. So
Awesome.
I just got to get all the okays from Brian. Once I get that,
I'd love to have him on the show. See what you can do. He's kind of shy.
he is. No, I think he's just about ready to retire.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
He's trying to
Pass the torch.
his name out of the limelight.
Yeah. But he has been posting more often, though. He never was before, and now he's posting in the groups all the time. So at least your group. You post in your group all the time.
He's getting a lot more downtime. His sons are picking it up. They're doing awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, before he leaves, I'd like to, before he gets that retirement bug, I'd love to have him on the show. He's certainly responsible for how we got into business.
Definitely.
And he needs
Now I got into it.
for that.
I've stayed into it. He's helped me out a lot.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, have a great evening.
Yep. Y'all too.
All right. Take care. Bye.